Good evening. This is Julz and Paekau coming to you from Auckland, New Zealand. I am a trusted seller within the TBC community, and it's a great privilege to have you here on my broadcast tonight. I would just like to let you know that being a trusted seller gives you a few privileges. One being that you are able to attend send button meetings, which happens on a weekly basis. For us here in New Zealand, that's on a Tuesday morning, a bit early in the morning, but 2 a.m. it is, and the majority of us get up to go to that meeting. Secondly, you get rewarded for going to that meeting. As well as being a broadcaster, you get rewarded for being a broadcaster, and now we have the opportunity to yet be rewarded with getting soft leads in your back office, in our back offices, where we get to invite people who were once active in TBC or who had signed up and had not taken part in the events leading up to now. So right now we have the privilege of having soft leads, what they call soft leads, because they're actually people who had paid their $10 and who have a Facebook account, which pans out, that gives you the ability to contact them should they want to come into TBC again, or to spark that interest that when they signed up and received the free gift, it could have been 100,000, it could have been the 50,000, or it could have been the 25,000. Whatever the scenario, when they signed up, we are now able to bring those people into the light so they can see that TBC actually has moved on. There were barriers last year where the site went down, send buttons got turned off. But it was all a matter of a process of getting the back office all sorted and getting discounted, getting rid of people who were discounting the coin. And depending on how bad they discounted the coin, they've been given a second chance. So I happened to be in Darren Haywood's broadcast this afternoon, and he had his list on display of his 50 people that he had received. And there were quite a few names in there that I knew who were already trusted sellers. But it doesn't matter, because we have the area in our billioncoin.info section where we can check to see if people are trusted sellers. So lucky we have that link where we can check those email addresses to see if people are trusted sellers, therefore moving on to the next person on your list. So yes, I'm Julz and Paekau from Auckland, New Zealand. This is my broadcast number 58, and it is just after 6 p.m. in the evening. Now, I was going to do my broadcast straight after Darren Haywood's broadcast, which was at 4:30, because I'd just gotten in from the hospital, been out all day, been busy, and I was very tired after being pummeled around at the hospital. But I didn't want to. I was going to go to sleep, but no, I'll wait until after my broadcast. But I am very tired. But I guess the joy of doing my broadcast keeps me going, because we have so much to look forward to with TBC, and I proudly hope that people that are being rescued, that have been, those people, there must be several of us now that have received 50 soft leads in our back offices. So I hope we all get the opportunity to open the eyes of the many people, I believe more than 1 million, that need to be shown that TBC is actually so active. They're actually missing out. If you're new to TBC and you know that there's a lot to be done. Oh, look, I keep getting this. Sorry about that. And so we need to bring people into the light to see that TBC has just flourished over the last 4 months. Well, now, I'm not going to say over the last couple of months because the first 6 months has already flown by. Look, we're into June. Half the year's gone. And why? Because every month, exciting things have been happening. And TBC has been advancing. Oh my gosh, and the happiness of some people because of the rewards that keep coming, the advantages of moving ahead. People were thinking, how do I get 100 people? And in comes TBC admin with the solution. But then they mentioned that solution earlier on in the year. And now that solution has come to be. To worry about getting 100 people is no longer a problem. Now, what sort of, you might say, pisses me off is these third-party people who came into TBC and, to me, ripped people off for getting 100 referrals. Now, I was a party to that because I thought at the time, I was going, now how am I going to get 100 people? How is this going to happen? And as was mentioned, you can sign up your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. And that becomes quite a chore in itself. But I went down that road. Stupidly, I went down that road and I paid another person to get my referrals. Well, thank heavens above, broadcasting came in. And I saw the error of my way of getting those 100 referrals because they meant nothing. They were just addresses drummed up and online email addresses that meant nothing to no one. And they weren't even real people. And here they were, the third-party people who had the audacity to come in and see a weakness. I think they spotted a weakness with people who to themselves thought, I'd never be able to get 100 people. Now I give it. Not people have got many people sitting in their list of relatives, For instance, my mum was an only child. My dad only had a sister. And so, I'm only making the comparison because if they were here today and I said to them, I'll sign up your children, your grandchildren, he probably wouldn't know what the heck to do today because that number runs into the hundreds. But what I'm comparing it to is that for those two, for my mum and my dad, who had nobody to relate to, but today having had 10 children, me being number 6 of them, the sixth child, you know, I can easily do that now. I can easily say, yes, I have 100 people. But did I do that? No. I went and paid somebody to get me 100 people. Now, I totally regret that. I really do. And I actually said there was 2 people in question, and I said to them, you need to stop doing that. And no longer that I had asked them to stop, and then TBC admin brought in that as of June the 1st, there'd be no more third party requirements because everybody now is on a level playing. You can't come into TBC without paying your $10 back office fee first. And that was a major move. I think that was a significant move on TBC admin's behalf because that way people have to be real. People have to have a Facebook account so TBC admin can see that they're real people. Now, in signing up your children or your grandchildren, now obviously they haven't got a Facebook account. But if that's been said, then admin can see that you have signed up. Because I think the legal age to have a Facebook page is 13. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. I wish children, I wish it was 20 and under. However, kids get to get a Facebook page one way or the other. But that is the age limit for children. So signing up my grandchildren, I've yet to make that list. And believe you me, I will make that list because even though now I've got a list of 50 people, soft leads, that's what you call them, I can now interact with people in a way that I can help them to see that TBC is doing what it's meant to be doing. And if they want to come back, I'm more than happy to help them. But I just wanted to go over something because in my head I'm saying, how are we relating gold to the TBC? And I mean, not just saying, oh, we're linked to TBC now. Gold is linked to TBC now. I want to be able to say more than that. So I've compiled a little list which I've made sense of. So I'm going to go over this list. So bear with me because I want to share my screen and go to the blog that relates to what I'm trying to understand. And I believe I do understand it, but I just needed to have it in front of me. So here we have the move to gold. We need to move to gold. So this means a huge pay rise for all Tibetan. Now, we all got that pay rise, but I think we all need to really understand what happened between going from the euro to a grain of gold. So this little capture here is from 30 years ago. So obviously, somebody had the insight of cryptocurrency coming to the forefront of an economy that many people would have thought, nah, not anytime soon, because there were so many of the elite that didn't believe in this. Now, those elite are investing in Bitcoin. Well, no, investing is not a good word. They're buying Bitcoin. So let me read this out to you. I don't know about you, But this magazine cover from The Economist, an elite publication, dated 30 years ago, has me spooked. And why? Because there's a coin, well, it's not a Bitcoin, there's a cryptocurrency coin on this magazine from 30 years ago. So obviously what he's saying by being spooked is that somebody foresaw cryptocurrency being a major player in the financial world that we now find ourselves in. Brexit news that the UK could ditch the euro leaves some major questions unanswered regarding the euro's ability to survive such a move in these already troubled times for the currency. Some do say that it would be the death of the euro. And from what we're seeing, we've gone from the euro to the gold. So that little sentence there certainly says a lot about the euro. USD is not much better off with the heavy debt load it carries, as it has currently lost its standing as the global reserve currency of the world. Every honest economist is scratching their heads wondering what could be the final straw that breaks the camel's back, as the saying goes. Now, we're all familiar with that, in our personal lives. The final straw that breaks the camel's back. There are a number of scenarios that could lead to a complete global financial collapse. And it seems we are heading towards all of them very fast at this time. Is that the plan? No, we don't want a financial collapse. We want an economy where we don't care about the financial collapse. Is a global financial collapse a carefully engineered product of the elite? Of course it is. Based on things I've seen, I'd say yes to that question. Do you realise how normal it is for the 1% to possess 99% of all the money and wealth in the world? Until 2016, when that was reported, I was just wondering, Te Okatai and Bitcoin, Scott, could you just let me know if you can hear me? I've just turned my speaker on, so hopefully I'm not talking to myself. Okay. It is a well-known fact that all paper currencies in the past have ultimately failed and never survived long term. It's bad enough when it happens in a single country. Oh, bother. I think the volume's just gone up. But anyway, now that we're here, where was I? It's bad enough when it happens in a single country, but what would it be like if it happened globally at all the same time? So with all that being said, it doesn't make sense to connect our TBC with any paper currency, including the euro. Now that we are about to launch a brand new coin network and blockchain, we have essentially created a new coin, kind of like TBC 2.0. Back in the blog post I wrote on October 1st, 2016, I mentioned similar concerns and suggested it may make sense to measure the value of TBC in gold from Mother Earth instead of the euro. Thank you for letting me know that, Te Okatai. Gold is permanent and has held up well in value to the test of time as something of great worth. Now, we all like, even if you get a gold ring on your finger, you're valuable, you're worth something, you've got a piece of gold. These paper currencies could start behaving wildly and be all over the place in their values and could even become worthless at some point. It is time to move our measurement of the value of TBC to gold instead of the euro. So in order to maintain the value at a one-to-one basis, we will now make 1 grain of gold equal to 1 member each instead of 1 euro. Now just give me a minute here. I'm just going to go over to my TBC billioncoin.info office, and I just want you to see that the amount of members we have in our community, because this will all become relevant shortly. So here we go. Here we go. Right. I'll just leave that there for a minute. Okay. Effective on the day we start migration, which we're already in the middle of, we will modify the ultimate price on the formula page of the website to say the formula of the ultimate price of the billion coin is 1 grain of gold multiplied by the total number of verified members within the community. So, for example, if the total number of verified members equals 10,000, then the ultimate price of the billion coin is 10,000 grain of gold per coin. So, let's go over here. We have 3,280,454 members, paid members in TBC. Therefore, it gives our coin, the TBC coin, its value. Where are we? We just switched out the word euro for grain of gold. So I hope you're getting that, is that our coin is valued by the total number of verified members within the community. So I've just given you that example that there are 3 million members in TBC right now, and so that gives our coin the value per grain of gold. Essentially, there are 80 grains of gold per troy, 1 troy ounce of gold. Now I'm going to go to this chart. No, wrong chart. Maybe a second. This chart. Okay. So I'll go back here. So here, essentially, there are 480 grains of gold in 1 troy ounce of gold. So that's 480 grains of gold per troy ounce. The grain of gold is the smallest unit of gold. It is even smaller than a gram of gold. Essentially, there are 480 grains of gold in 1 troy ounce of gold. The spot price of gold in ounces at this moment is, well, here we go. We can go and have a look. And this is the price of gold right at this moment. Actually, I think I need to come back to this one. Okay, so here we go. We have gold here. 1 per troy ounce is worth 1,294.80. So let us come back here. So essentially, 1.8 So what price? So we're taking, what I'm doing is taking the price of gold right now, which is $1,290.80. So I'm just going to write that down. 1294.80. Now what happens is that because 1 grain of gold, there's 480 grains of gold in 1 troy ounce. So you take what the gold is worth now, which is 1294.80, and you divide that by 480, which is 480 grains of gold. So let me just quickly do that. So we've got 1284.80 divided by 480. So that gives, so from these figures here, this is where you get this number from. So 1294.80 divided by 480 equals, so we'll just put 1 grain of gold in there and we get 2.6975. So we'll just take down that number, 2.6975. Okay, did you see how that happened? So we've got the price of gold per troy ounce, 1 grain of gold, and we've come up with this number right here, 2.6975. Okay, so this change to be made on our formula measurement means all TBCians will get a large pay rise. Well, we got that from the first day of the TBC 2.0, ongoing as each new member joins by 2.6267 times. So we take the number we got, which was 2.6975, and we times that by the current amount of people in TBC, which is at the moment, as you can see here, 3,280,454 members. So we are taking the amount of those members, so that's 3,280,454 members times 2.697 equals. So the value of our coin, so you can see there the amount of people at that time times, and so I have taken this value, the amount of people right here, and I've times it by this value here, 2.697, and equals, so that's the members times the gold price there, the value there, and the price is 8,847,384.44. So our membership has gone up significantly since this time, which was back in April 27th of 2018. So we've made quite a significant move since all of this happened. And so this is why we know that we continue to move in a positive direction. And so, I needed to get my head around this myself. And this is why I came back to evaluate everything so I could see it in my head how our coin has just grown since this was implemented. And that's just magic. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And where's my other screen? So I hope I haven't confused you, because I had to make sense myself of how our TBC coin hooks up, well, not hooks up, how it is valued along with our TBC coin, if that's the word at all. And to know, for me, to know on a daily basis what our coin is worth, the value of our coin, and times the amount of members in our TBC community, is a valuable asset. I know it takes a little bit of calculating and getting your head around, and I'm not saying that everybody's going to get it, because it took me a while to get it. But that's how I learn. That's how I know things. I go back and learn. I don't like to think that I say to people, I think the value, because that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to know. Maybes, ands, and buts. Don't cut it. So the calculation is quite easy, because the calculator's there in the blog. So when you get the opportunity and you want to know how a grain of gold is stacked up against our TBC coin, then the blog is there. Look for the blog that says we need to move to gold. Just type it in the search bar, and it'll bring it up for you. And so I'd just like to reiterate that we're not all going to get it immediately, especially our new people. Now, this is the type of training that all leaders need to be doing with their teams, with their new people that they bring in, and especially now that we've got those leads that are coming in. I made a short video earlier today while I was waiting around for hospital. And it was just a little video to put in with my email, save typing out a big long spiel. But then Darren Hayward has also got it fine-tuned, that he just can copy and paste. And, I'm not that clever. I can do things, but, there's some things that I just saw how he did it, and I'm going to follow his instructions, because he's got it down packed that you don't have to go through the whole list. You can send an email off in bulk with your message. So I thought, well, I'm going to make a short video to go along. It's only 5 minutes long because I don't want to bore the leads that I've been given before I've even started. So I thought a short 5-6 minute video just to engage, to let them know who I am, what the video was all about, and how I came across their email addresses. And I thought that was quite sufficient because in order to connect, and Darren pretty much has set his script to, just be enough that they understand what's going on, how, everybody who gets an email must think, now, how did they get my email? And so I know it's on a global factor now that we're all getting 50 leads, the regular broadcasters. And this is another reason. If you're not too upfront wanting to do a broadcast, then there are many, many broadcasters that will give you a helping hand, as will I. I'll be so happy to help you do your broadcast till you're comfortable with sitting in front of a camera, with talking. Now, you don't have to know a lot because there are 80 pages of the blog that you can go to and read through. Because if you're a new member to TBC, well, there's so much that you need to catch on and learn about. And so if you go back and you think you need to learn or read those blogs from 2016, then use the broadcast arena to do that. Every now and again, I pop back because, like I have today, because I needed to know how gold was linked to our TBC coin. And now I get it because I've actually worked it out. And to me, that's a learning stage. I'm still learning. And so if you're new to TBC, read a few blogs. And that way, you're actually learning, teaching yourself, and putting it out there to other people who may be interested in coming into TBC. But I know that doing the broadcasts is one of the best ways to interact with people who may be looking at TBC, and you have the opportunity to reap the rewards of being a broadcaster. So let's hope that all our leads that we are all receiving, and like I said, if you want to be a broadcaster, I'd be more than happy to walk you through the steps of signing up a YouTube channel, getting your events all set up, and if you'd like anyone to sit in on your panel just to give you that ease, to ease you in if you think you can't do the whole 30 minutes, you'll be surprised how easy that can become. So I think I've talked for longer than I should, but I'd like to think that I can bring value not only to my team, but to anybody that's more than interested to come in and join us at TBC community. But we have such a global team that you have a choice. You actually do have a choice to pick. I might not sit well with you, and that's fine. There are people that you can connect with If you're here in New Zealand, we're all happy to help. You know, we all gather every Tuesday morning. Well, it's Tuesday morning for us here in New Zealand, and we gather to listen to our send button meeting because we get rewarded for going there. And why wouldn't you? The reward is 1 million cookies for a broadcaster. But if you feel like, if you come along and you've got your send button and you're not broadcasting, you will only get 100,000. So 1 million as opposed to 100,000, the difference is huge. So please let me know if there's anything I can help you with. If there's any questions you have, I'll be more than happy to help you. So I'm Julz and Paekau from Auckland, New Zealand, signing off for now, and my details, if you'd like to contact me, are below this video. I'll be more than happy to meet you, to greet you, to guide you through. But if you are an orphan and you need guidance, or you need a transaction approved, for $50 I can approve all your transactions and help you through the process. And as we are migrating now, there is a little bit more to the process now, but there's plenty out there to help you through that stage. So this is Julz and Paekau signing off for now, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. So please, if you haven't, can you please click on the like button? And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'd be happy to have you in my chat room. So this is Julz and Paekau signing off for this evening, my number 58 broadcast, and I will see you at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. And you have a great evening, great day, great night, great afternoon, and I'll see you again. Ka kite anō. Bye for now.